What's your ideal man? What does a guy need to bring to the table to get you? You can talk looks, you can talk personality, whatever. Go ahead.
Personality comes first. I just need somebody to match my type of lifestyle pretty much because I travel a lot. So that's one of the main reasons why I don't really go out of my way to find somebody right now, is because I would like to give my person 100% as I would like to receive 100%. So number one would be matching my lifestyle, and then secondary would come looks. So, yeah.
Can you be a bit more concrete? Just like list out some things.
I would say has to be compatible, of course. Has to have good humor.
Okay, funny. Sure.
Funny.
Yeah.
And be able to understand my like sarcasm and my like personality, because I have a unique personality, and I think some people don't understand it, but yeah.
Okay.
That, and I would say confidence.
Confidence. Okay. What about you?
They have to be tall.
How tall?
At least above 5'10", 5'11".
And how tall are you?
5'2".
Okay. What else?
They have to be understanding. They, like she said, follow your lifestyle, but willing to, like, both ways, both of you guys should be willing to adapt to each other's lifestyle.
Lexi, what about you?
I'm the same way with my height preferences, and I'm also about 5'2".
Minimum height? You said 5'10", right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Higher's like better, but you know.
Taller would what?
Taller would be better. But
6 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
But yeah, I like athletes. I like someone who's fit.
Do you do any sports?
I did do softball.
Softball? Any current?
I just lift.
Just lift. Okay. Anything else?
Honesty, humor,
funny, effort. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Pos, what about you?
I like people who are social, funny, has a job, dressed as well, tall, and I don't know, just likes to try new things, I guess.
Any physical traits? You said tall, right? Did you say tall? Okay.
Like fit, you know. Moderately fit.
Anything else?
On the top of my head, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Chloe, what about you?
Someone who has appreciation for the arts, whether that be music or dance, acting, that's important to me. Someone who loves animals. I don't trust someone who doesn't like animals, nor do I trust someone who animals don't like them. But then I honestly prefer people who are closer to my height. So I'd say my ideal range is anywhere from like 5'5" to 5'8". But the Honduran person I had dated, they were about 5'2", so they were a bit shorter than me, and that was completely fine as well. But yeah, someone funny, someone mature, who has good communication skills.
Okay, what about you?
Yeah, I think mental maturity is like the most important thing for me, and what comes with that maturity is being able to see like multiple perspectives. Like maybe you don't have my opinion, but like you can see my side. I like them.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
What do you mean?
Well, like, so you're saying, let's say you're in a disagreement with your boyfriend or whatever, and so he's like, no, this is the way, and you're like, yeah, but I still want you to see my side. Like
I want him to acknowledge that recognize that I have like a different opinion, and then like be okay with that, and he can have a different opinion. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay. But he's open to seeing multiple perspectives of things, and he's not closed-minded.
What if he's like, no, this is the way, like this is the truth. I disrespect your opinion. He's an opinion disrespecter.
That's a no-go.
No-go.
Why? I think that's hot.
No, because
I think that's hot.
He's a professional opinion disrespecter.
I feel like you should, or at least in like
I feel like women all
Wait,
just
let her finish. Go ahead.
I just feel like you should be able to see multiple perspectives. Like your life view is not everyone's life view. and you need to be able to see other people's lives view.
But what if there is like a central truth? Like, what if there is a truth?
Can you give me an example?
Should you see a serial killer's life view?
No, but
No.
you should see like how they grew up and like maybe things that affected them to be that way and try to give them help.
Yeah, but
give them, like, mental
understanding the idea of like, I can rationalize why you made a decision or rationalize why you didn't make a decision is different from agreeing or accepting those things.
I'm not saying you have to agree with them. I'm just saying that you should.
Or accept them, right?
I'm not saying you should accept them. I'm just saying that you should listen to them and not like cut them off, and just like understand that other people have different views and that your way is just like not the highway. You know what I mean?
What if it is the right way? Like your way is obviously better than the way of a serial killer, right?
I guess there are like general morals, but I'm just saying more in terms of, well, we're talking about a relationship. So
She just wants him to be understanding.
yeah, I want him to be understanding, essentially.
Yeah.
You brought it up.
You had something on that?
No, I thought she was going to say something different.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. What about you?
I would say honest, empathetic, athletic, or leads at least an active lifestyle.
Are you active?
Yeah, I lift, I do rock climbing, I do jiu-jitsu.
What belt are you?
I just started. It's just been like 6 months, but I just like picking up active hobbies.
And actually, Ellen, going back to you, I don't know if we finished, if you had more. In fact, in your notes, you said you're open to many topics, such as what you look for in a guy. So maybe there's a bit more as far as what you look for in a guy.
I guess like I like humor. Did I mention that I like humor? I feel
funny. Okay.
Like my dad's very funny. I feel like so like I want a partner that's
funny.
Funny.
Sure. Anything else?
I like ambitious men. Like they strive for something and they're always working on themselves. And it doesn't have to be like money or like career related. It can be just, lifestyle or working on bettering like communication or anything like that.
All right. Anything else, or that's pretty much it, or?
That's pretty much it.
Anything on the physical front?
On the physical front?
Yeah, height, ripped, shredded.
Not really.
Are you a chubby chaser?
I like guys.
You like fat guys?
I like guys that, or I would prefer if like they like worked out because I like to.
You work out too?
I do yoga.
All right.
Yoga.
Okay, cool. Anything else for you?
Just, I guess like our moral values have to align.
Are you religious?
No.
Oh, okay.
And I wouldn't want my partner to be really religious either. I just don't think that works.
Are you agnostic, atheist?
Just atheist.
Okay. Is your family religious at all?
Yeah, they're religious.
What are they?
Hindu.
Hindu. Okay. All right. Were you raised Hindu?
I was raised Hindu.
Do your parents have any objections to your atheism or?
No. I mean, they want me to date, more or less within my race.
Do you eat beef in front of them?
No. I respect what they want. If they say don't cook beef in my house, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay. What are you looking for?
I would say honesty, for sure.
Okay.
And someone who is like fit, I guess, or average, like and like goal oriented. And I don't know. I don't really do relationships, so I don't really. Yeah.
And then Tiffany.
For me, the most important thing is being smart and then being tolerant.
You?
Huh?
Being tolerant?
Like being tolerating of me.
Because you're annoying.
Sort of, yeah.
They have to tolerate your
They have to be calm.
conduct.
And they have to be smart. There's nothing more I hate more than dumb men. Just pisses me off.
Okay. A lot of dumb men at UCSB?
And providers. They have to be providers.
And a provider.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a quick follow-up to this, Brian.
I do also. Perhaps we have the same one, but right before there's a couple chats coming in here. I'm going to play one, and then, guys, we do have a bit of a delay on these, but they'll come in.
Hail and well met.
Just a
Lol
sec.
Paladins donated 200
Yo, Paladins, thank you, man.
cents. You like a man who tells you what to do and is never wrong? Hit me up after the show.
Is this for Tiffany? She does, unfortunately, she does have a boyfriend, so sorry, Lol Paladins, but Any other girls? Maybe. I don't know. Thank you, Law Paladins. Really good to see you in the chat. Andrew, you had a follow-up. Was it, what do they bring to the table?
No, it was just to piggyback on this. Actually, before you asked that question, I was going to ask what their core values are. So, just very quickly, what your core values are, and then you can piggyback with the question of what you bring to the table.
Is this for the whole panel, or?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just very briefly, what are your core values?
Core values.
Core values.
Chair one.
I would say, I think just love is like the most important.
Beautiful. So beautiful.
I mean, I think just being there for somebody is most important. I think intelligence, like she said, is also very important.
So intelligence is a core value?
Andrew, just to help them out, what would be an example of a core value?
I actually don't want to help out on this. I just want to know the answer to what
they think.
I mean, I don't think people are confused as to what a core value is, right? So, Chair 2, what are your core values?
I think I agree with Chair 1, like mainly love.
Okay, Chair 3.
Like the core values of what I look for in a person, like.
No, your core values.
Oh, myself. I would say that I think religion's pretty important. I think if you're kind of, I don't know, but I think not pressuring into anything is really important to me. Yeah, that's all I can think of right now.
Pause.
Okay, Chair 4, what are your core values?
I think I missed a little bit.
Oh, just
what are your core values?
Core values? That's the question.
I mean, I give a lot.
She's a gift giver. She gives.
Okay.
Gifts.
Chair 5, what are your core values?
Probably compassion, as well as I like to call myself a lifelong learner. So that just means every day making sure you go out there and you learn something new and you better yourself in some way.
Okay, Chair 6, core values.
Empathy. I really look for like kindness. I always and then like self-improvement.
Well, it's not what you're looking for. It's
sorry. My core values, like
core values.
Always,
your core values.
Empathy, kindness, and then self-improvement. Just being like a good-natured human being. That's what I hope for.
Core values.
They have to be on the same page.
No, your core values.
Oh, mine.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I guess
your
like
core values.
Like kind, empathetic, like I guess politically, like I care about women's rights, I care about reproductive rights, things like that.
Okay, next, core values.
I'd say always trying to be better, like never just giving up, and there's something that you can always work on.
Okay, core values.
Positivity, family, life, Christianity, and being self-aware.
I would like to point out before Brian asks his next question that none of you said duty. None of you said anything that was duty related. But anyway, Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So you guys all listed kind of what you want men to bring to the table. You guys had various answers to that, different answers. What do you bring to the table? Go ahead.
I bring exactly what I expect them to bring. So passion, commitment, just everything I would want, I would bring as well.
Do you want a guy to pay for the first date?
No, I don't think you need to.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
All right. Sina, what about you?
I bring...
Wait, hold on. Just to be... In your questionnaire, you disagreed that women should go 50-50 on the first date.
Yeah.
So the man should pay on the first date?
No, I don't think they should go 50-50. I think it doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter whether she pays the full bill or he pays the full bill. So kind of, I guess I could have put 50-50 on that one, but yeah.
So you're fine with it being 50-50 then?
Sure.
You just don't think it has
doesn't matter
to be 50-50?
No.
Okay, all right. Sina, what do you bring to the table?
The fact that I'll be a housewife for them. Because if it's a provider man, like, I don't think, this might be controversial, like, I don't think women, if you're not providing for your men, you can't bring much to the table. So, like, if I'm willing to be a housewife for them, or I'm willing to cook and clean for them while they work, I think that's enough.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to let
Hail
it chat.
And well met. Here. Lol Paladins donated $200.02. She has a boyfriend. Doesn't bother me. Just send me a whisper. I'm playing on the Night Slayer server. He doesn't need to know if we clear Wailing Caverns together.
Wailing Cavern. By the way, guys, the Whatever Guild, Andrew needs to freaking create his mage. We are playing, there's the Whatever Guild. We're playing on Night Slayer for the anniversary World of Warcraft Classic Realms. We're on Horde side. Join the Discord, discord.gg/whatever if you want to join the guild.
So, is that hardcore though, Brian?
No, not hardcore, just regular PvP.
Okay.
Yeah, not hardcore. Where were we? What do you bring to the table?
Loyalty for sure. I don't want to be in a marriage where I solely depend on my husband, because I feel like that gives him a lot of things like that he can hold over my head. So I definitely want to be able to be financially independent and take care of myself and my kids and give them the life I want for us, aside from my husband's salary.
Why do you assume that he would hold things above your head?
Just if I don't have anything and I solely rely on him for everything, I have to ask him, can I get this? Can I get that? I feel like also, like with prenups or anything like that, if I probably wouldn't divorce a man I didn't want to be with if I knew I would be homeless or I wouldn't be in that great of a state after.
So you wouldn't sign a prenuptial agreement?
I think I would, because I would have my own money. So it doesn't matter.
But I mean, do you plan on having children at some point?
Yes.
And it's probably going to be optimal for you to stay at home with them, right?
I don't think so.
You're going to outsource it?
What do you mean?
You're going to outsource your children's being raised by other people? Or would you rather raise them?
I'm definitely going to be a big influence in my children's life. It's also part of why I want to go to the PA program for the lifestyle balance. So I'm definitely going to, I feel like I can also, with the help of my partner and I should both be able to raise our kids.
Yeah, but I mean, for just talking about what's optimal, let's say man has enough money so that you can stay at home with the kids. It would be optimal for you as the mother to stay home with the kids rather than outsourcing their raising to somebody who's not their mother, right?
I don't think I would need to rely on someone else that's not their mom. I think, like, of course you might need daycare and nannies.
Well, that's outsourcing, right?
Okay, but I would probably go with one of my family members, and
that's still outsourcing, right?
How many kids do you want?
Probably just like 2.
2 kids? Okay. All right.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Are you saying it's not possible to have a career in kids?
That's
no, of course not. It's possible. I'm talking about what's optimal. You think that it's a good idea to outsource the raising of your children to other people? It's not a good idea.
I'm sorry. I mean, men do it all the time, so I don't really see what your point is.
What do you mean? What do you mean men do it all the time?
Can men not have a career and raise kids?
No. So that's the optimal portion, right? Is that the man has a career, right? So last I checked, in case you don't know this, but men can't breastfeed, for instance. Women can do that. It's the healthiest way to raise a child is on breast milk, not with formula. We have all the scientific data on planet Earth at this point to prove that. So at least within the first year of the child's life, the mom probably should be at home with the child. If that is the case, then the father probably is going to be working, right?
Yes, but I mean, they've been doing it for centuries. Can you not breast pump and give the milk out?
Yeah, sometimes women have all sorts of different troubles with this. They can't produce enough milk. They can't pump enough milk. There's all sorts of things which come up when it comes to breastfeeding. So I mean, optimally, the best thing to do is to let the baby latch on and drink. Right? That's how we've been doing this for several thousand years now. It works pretty good, and they get very healthy because they get the correct nutrition from their mom. And by the way, a baby's entire immune system is essentially formed off of those nutrients. So yeah, it's pretty good for the children.
If that's your view on it, then.
Well, I mean, what's controversial about that view? A baby's entire, they're literally, like, this will affect their IQ, it'll affect their development, it affects everything. It affects their immune system. If you give a child who's developing poor nourishment, you're setting them up for failure. You'll set them up to be lower IQ, have behavioral issues, have all sorts of problems. Of course, it's optimal for their mom to be there with them, giving them affection and feeding them, right?
Okay, but where's the dad at? If he's always working?
The dad is working to enable the fact that the mom can do that.
But it takes two to make a kid, right? So it should take two to raise that kid. And if you need to reach out and if she wants to work because she doesn't want to depend on her husband, then her getting care for her child shouldn't be a problem at all.
Well, that's not what we're talking about, though. You're just switching the issue. We're talking about what's optimal, not what is possible. There's all sorts of arrangements which are possible. You could technically raise a kid in the Playboy Mansion, but do you think that that's going to be good for the kid?
No, of course not.
No, of course not. Right. So it's not optimal. So the thing is like, if we're talking about what's optimal, not what's possible.
How are you going to say what's best for a kid?
Is if mommy can stay at home with baby and feed baby breast milk and take care and nurture baby. Obviously, that's optimal. Well, can you give me a single scenario where there's something more optimal than that?
So no, I'm not saying more optimal, but what if that's not a possibility? So my son had a tongue tie, and that's a medical problem. As a tongue tie, it's a medical problem as to why he couldn't latch on.
What's a tongue tie?
It is underneath your tongue. It's the thing that is like right there. It's too long, so you have to get it cut. You have to go through a procedure to be able to latch onto your mother.
Okay.
So there are reasons, and there's, it's not just, breast milk is best.
I don't even understand in that context. Didn't you just get the procedure and then breastfeed the kid?
I mean, yeah, you could, but do you want to cut your child's tongue?
Well, then what's the problem? What do you mean?
Is cutting your child's tongue optimal?
But, let's assume for a second that in this one case where almost nobody has this problem, we go,
multiple people have this problem.
I had this problem.
Hang on. Let me make the case and I'll let you respond. I promise. Right? Let's say in this one case you had to make alternative arrangements, or you had to pump or something like this. It was less than optimal. Pointing at the outlier and saying that that's a standard we should promote seems silly to me. Yeah, I'm sure that there's going to be individual cases of health issues with children where you're going to have to make less than optimal decisions because you're in a less than optimal situation. But for the vast, vast, vast majority of all of humanity who exists right this second, clearly a woman staying at home with their children is optimal in comparison to outsourcing their children. That seems obvious, right?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't?
Because you can't just say that everything, that it's the world is ridiculous right now. It's not like it was back in the day. It's not, that's not how things go anymore.
Because, Bill, it's not how it goes. If you say, well, I just demand that I go work and outsource my child care, then yeah. But the truth is that there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions of families all over the world, all over the United States, all over South America, all over the place, who have dad go to work for very little money, and still, because they do all sorts of budget cuts in their homes, maybe they only have one vehicle, right? It's tough, but they make sure that mom can stay at home with kids because, they're going to get the best nutrition possible, and they're going to have their mom. What could possibly be more important to a baby than having their mom?
So let me ask, does that change how the child turns out?
Oh yeah, significantly changes.
So then, how does dad?
I'll give you some examples.
Then how does dad?
Hang on, I'll give you some examples.
Change, then.
Can I add something?
So here's the examples. Yes. Not only does it affect their immune system, it affects their IQ, it affects their physiology, it affects their height, it affects their weight, it affects long-term problems inside of a human being's health. It also affects behavior. It affects behavior because you have detachment problems. You have all sorts of issues that come with the feeling of abandonment when childcare is outsourced away from the mom. And this is one of the most psychologically studied phenomenon on planet Earth, along with the nutritional values. And we see the results of mass inflammation in children, ADHD at all-time highs, depression, all of these different things. Much of this has been linked to the idea of the plastics that are inside of food, the lack of nourishment, lack of breastfeeding, and formula feeding.